My name is Nabate Isles. I'm a trumpeter, member of Christian McBride's big band, and also I have a debut album, solo album, coming out in the summer of 2018, July, called Eclectic Excursions. And I'm born and raised in New York City. Indeed, well, Eclectic Excursions is an album that pretty much deals with a lot of the influences, the musical influences I've had in my life, from Donald Byrd, all of Donald Byrd's career, not just his early Blue Note records, but also the Blackbyrds. His group, the Blackbyrds, influenced Tom Brown was an influence. Also too, the CTI records, Creed Taylor produced records that featured Freddie Hubbard, George Benson, Joe Farrell, all those great artists. Chick Corea also influenced Herbie Hancock, a lot of different influences, but also hip hop influences like The Roots and like also Robert Glasper, who I've worked with a few times. And also just straight hip hop, in general, Nas, so it's just an influence of how black music has evolved, and it's been so many different elements of black music, and that's what the album entails. It was a big band, but different tracks. I had about 25 different musicians throughout the album. And the album pretty much was inspired by family as well. All of these musicians I've worked with for 10, 15, 20 years. I've been a professional in jazz for 22 years or so. And I had great people on it, like Christian McBride is on the track on the record. Also, David Gilmour, guitarist, Ben Williams, bassist. Also to Brad Jones, bassist, drummers with Nate Smith and Jonathan Blake. Also as well, horn players, Kumba Frank Lacey, who we call Roots, Stacy Dillard, Jimmy Owens, my mentor, my musical father. Also Jaleel Shaw, Lawrence Sevian as well, and two young singers. Elena Penderhughes, one of the bright young talents on the flute. And also Kaveh Rastegar from Nabate, who I went to school with, and also a string quartet that featured two musicians in Beth Myers and Eric Stevenson that I went to Eastman School of Music with, as well as Kaveh Rastegar. Also Alakoy Pete, who's from Los Angeles, and also the two other string players were also Amy Bateman as well as Frederica Cryer as well. But the two singers I featured, Alita Moses, who sings on the single called Find Your Light, which you can find on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify. You can Find Your Light, that's the single, it's released now. And also Michael Mayo, great young singer as well. So I incorporate, and Adam Klippel on keyboards too, and my producer was Sam Barsh, who's one of the bright pianists and also producers. He's worked with hip hop artists Anderson .Paak and Kendrick Lamar and Aloe Block, the singer as well. So just a plethora of different people that have been involved in the project. So that's a long answer, but I had to mention everybody. I had to. Recording in studio was 2 days, basically 2 days. We recorded 10 pieces, and then we also laid overdubs and everything. And I composed most of the music. I had I did drum programming, beats. I made a couple of beats where Elena played over, but I composed around 10 of the tunes. And one of the most fascinating tunes on the album was I did an interpretation on Alban Berg's Wozzeck, which was my favorite opera, and I was able to create a piece of the first 2 minutes of Wozzeck, because it would have been like 3 albums if I did the entire album. The entire opera. But I did the first 2 minutes or so of Wozzeck, the first section, and I arranged it, and had a little interesting twist with it as well. So it's just great overall. Ooh, jazz is honesty. It's expression. It's being honest with yourself. It's speaking like we all have personalities. We all talk a certain way. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different experiences, different adversities. And jazz is a way for us to express what we experience within ourselves and to be able to mix our experiences with others and be able to create a unified sound. So it's being able to pretty much be a family and be able to express yourselves and then be able to come together and create an overall sound. It's a polyphony. And it's a polyphony of thoughts, a polyphony of emotions, a polyphony of experiences. That's what jazz is all about, that honesty and emotion. Oh, it's independently NSI Universal. It's being brought out. I didn't want to wait till 2019. There were a couple of labels I was talking to, but I would have had to wait till 2019. I didn't want to wait because I wanted to be able to pay back my investors, the investors that have really believe in this music and believe in the project, and it's wonderful, and it's great. Oh no! I'm just gonna sell it independently and everything, and just be able to put it out and be able to bring that out. And I can't believe I did not mention also too the great. I don't know if you heard of the great rapper Elzhi. Elzhi is a great rapper from Detroit. Was with Slum Village and JD, and he has his own great career. He's on the album too, being featured on the second single, Elzhi, and a Canadian singer named Jordan. So that has a hip hop jazzy element to it as well. So I had to mention Elzhi and Jordan, being able to contribute their great artistry to the project. Yes, indeed, an all-star album, and it's a blessing because all of these musicians I've worked with, I've known for so many years, and I didn't have to. When I instantly asked them, they were available. Everyone I wanted, I was able to get on this project. Like, that's amazing, and it's a blessing that they really enjoyed and embraced the music. That's really important.
Maybe because they love you.
Oh, I'm honored that they do. Definitely.
Okay.
Oh yes, absolutely. I will make sure. Oh, next time, I will make sure to book a gig here in Paris soon. But nothing in the near future. But I will make sure I'll be back here, and definitely.
I hope.
Yes, indeed. And Cloutier will be first and foremost, there to get whatever feature you like. You be first, the exclusive.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. Yes,
very much for everything.
So, thank you.
For your confidence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, c'est bon.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow.